He smelled something, so he swam forward following the scent. In the distance there was a faint light. It took 10 days for all 13 men in the cave to survive. The two of them found it unbelievable. John took out his camera and recorded everything. Everyone was in good spirits. John thinks it's a miracle. The kids say the instructor guided them to meditate. That's how they got through the 10 days. The kids didn't give up. They even dug a cave with their bare hands to try to get out of here. The children were found, but there was no way to take them away. After a brief conversation they decided to return. When they left, John and Rick each left a flashlight. They said they'd be back. Their return journey took 6 hours and 13 minutes. John presented the good news and the video to the rescuers. Rick was concerned and asked them not to spread the news. But the news reached everyone like rain. Everyone was cheering. Behind the seemingly great hope was a deeper despair. Only Rick and John, who had become heroes, were unhappy. Finding them was the easy part. Finding them was the easiest step. Finding them was the easiest step. Finding them was the easiest step. And it's a step that's almost impossible to solve. The governor says their divers are experienced. And Rick says it's not the divers. It's that most of the kids can't swim and don't have any diving experience. He said the first time he brought the maintenance man out he panicked because he was claustrophobic. He almost drowned. And that was only a few hundred meters away. Not to mention the kids. They'll just end up as corpses. Getting the children out of the cave is now the biggest problem. They were under great pressure to get on the bus and leave. He found the officer who had heard the news crying in secret. On the 11th day the children began to wonder. They wondered if there was no one left to save them. The instructor calmed the children down. He taught them to overcome their fears and continue to meditate. Rick briefed them on the road behind them. The path after Pattaya Beach is much narrower than expected. Not only is the visibility in the water very poor, but there's also a strong current to contend with. The most important thing is that to reach the children's cave room 9 they have to keep 2/3 of the oxygen in the water. Otherwise they won't be able to make it back. And so the SEALs followed the route Rick had explored to reach chamber 9. They brought the kids some food and checked them out. And then they worked out a rescue plan. The oxygen level in the cave was measured at less than 20%. It took them an hour longer to get here than it did John and Rick. There was only enough oxygen for one man to make the trip back and report back. So 2 of the SEALs stayed behind with the kids. The other made it back to chamber 3.